See, I'm livid we didn't get invited geocaching last night.
I got invited, but I was busy.
Got invited?
Yeah.
Well,
I was going to go along and everything.
Rude. Why didn't you go?
I was busy.
Too busy to go digging with basically what looked like Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy.
Yeah, essentially.
What a time that was. Twitch.tv/Cultaholic if you missed it. They went geocaching last night. You can watch it again, you lucky devil. Anyway, enough of that. Here's your wrestling news. Backstage tension is running high at NXT. There's been a medical setback for a popular NXT star, and Max Caster is off AEW television indefinitely. We'll talk about that in a bit. So last night was the first NXT since all the rumour and innuendo started about the changes to NXT.
Oh,
you're right, man.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, how do you expect this to go? It's only going to go one way, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is the exact quote from WrestleVotes, who have intel on this sort of thing. So I'm reading this verbatim. The mood at the PC today ahead of tonight's NXT show. Whoo boy! It's very casual for WrestleVotes. Tensions running high, to say the least. Oh boy, indeed!
Yeah. And apparently on the night it wasn't much better, and the crowd themselves were quite feisty, with Taratastic tweeting. So we started off with our usual, "We are NXT," and someone yelled back, "We were NXT." So the vibes tonight, they're off.
I quite like this sort of acidic, sarcastic British vibe to that.
Yeah, they've kind of conditioned the NXT fans to be slightly more like a European crowd, haven't they? They're a lot more engaging. They're a lot more on it. They're kind of trying to make themselves part of the show as much as possible, and so they're gonna get their feelings out there.
They're gonna get very, very feisty, I do believe.
Oh, it's only gonna get angrier.
It's you know what did they expect? And even before all the conversation started from insiders about these changes to NXT that are going to take it back many years to a developmental territory. Even before all that, like, this is the first NXT since on Friday you sacked off like in the double digits of wrestlers from that brand. So
yeah.
And if anything now, I think Adam Pacitti put this on Twitter, and a few other people have said that as well. Like, away from the fact that, the money's very good there, and I know that'll be a thing that a lot of people bring up. It's the fact that it's the big leagues of wrestling still considered such. It must be a rough place to work at the moment. Like, with nobody being safe.
Morale can't be high, and morale is the key thing. If morale starts to drop in any situation, then you've got a problem, because you need to make sure that morale always stays high, that everybody's working toward the same goal, that everybody's happy, that everybody's on the same page at least. But now it just feels like at any point, if you were in that situation, that you could just be out of a job with little warning as well.
Away from all of that, a medical setback for a popular NXT star, as revealed last night. Ember Moon wasn't medically cleared to compete last night. She was meant to face Saray. She was subbed out for Dakota Kai. Ember Moon putting out a tweet saying, "This has been an extremely rough month. I'm angry and gutted. I was really looking forward to this match and getting back on track. I just got another pothole in the road. I'm sorry." Frustrating for Ember Moon, because she's so good.
I mean, Ember Moon's just faced setback after setback when it comes to injury, but, you've just got to hope that she'll rest up, she'll get better, and she'll be back with a vengeance, because, we know that she can put on really nice high-profile matches, and NXT is very much still going to need amazingly high-profile matches.
Now, what if I told you at the height of their popularity, The Shield left WWE? What sort of impact would that have?
It'd be huge, yeah. I mean, that's massive. But at the same time, if I really want to be pedantic, I'd be like, well, where are they going?
Well, yeah.
When is there around?
What is the protective armour doing
Global
in the
Force
Impact
Wrestling.
Zone? But this is the reason I mentioned that is because this is something that's happened in CMLL that I really wanted to bring up, involving the NGD faction, El Cuartero, Forastero, and Sanson. This is pretty big for CMLL, isn't it, Sam?
So yeah, CMLL is it's quite hard to describe from an outside thing. They're like a family-oriented wrestling company with a lot of history. They've been around for a long time. Like, I think we're talking the 1930s. The Luterot family have been sort of in control of CMLL for the vast majority of its life, and they're kind of like almost a McMahon-style dynasty. Not similar, kind of in any way. Just they are kind of a dynasty of that size, and it's
alike in dignity.
Yeah, and then you've got AAA on the other side, and AAA's a little bit more kind of flashy, showy, a little bit more aggression and edge to it. But CMLL's always just kind of been there and just nicely chugging along.
So what's happened is the NGD faction have left CMLL. This leads to the Trios Championship being vacated as well. And this has really come out of the blue because yesterday on the socials they were advertising NGD to headline an event at Arena Mexico.
Yeah.
So this is a shock to the system. And so this is, in terms of like the significance of this, for those who aren't in the loop on this, like there's a lot of fans who see NGD as lifers in CMLL, and many are now worried about the status of the company as a whole if three prominent stars have just suddenly gone like that.
This is it, yeah. They kind of formed as a team in 2017 and it's gone from there. But yeah, I don't think we ever have to worry about CMLL ever disappearing fully because there's so much history there that I think it just couldn't possibly disappear fully. Even if it went away for a couple of years, CMLL would return. But yeah, this is concerning because especially when you've got competition the size of AAA, and AAA's tied in with, you know, all these American partners now. CMLL, of course, has ties with New Japan, and CMLL is available to watch free on YouTube. I'm not sure about AAA, and it's certainly trying to broaden its horizons, but it just needs to gain a little bit more traction and really start, you know, kind of trying to compete now that the world's opening back up.
But I'm going to be intrigued to see what goes on from here. Like, so we'll keep you posted at Cultaholic.
If they go to AAA, it's going to get very, very interesting indeed.
Could be quite the spicy turnaround. Yeah. We end on some news about Max Caster. So Max Caster, as we know, put out a rap that was seen as very controversial to the point where it was removed from AEW Dark after broadcast. Tony Khan has since condemned it as well and said that from now on he's going to be editing Dark and Dark Elevation to stop that from happening again. There have been some rumours circulating about Max Caster being suspended from AEW. Now, that isn't strictly the case. As we understand it from Fightful, the wording is Caster is still with AEW, but we're told that his appearances are on ice. At this time, in quotes, on ice. So he's basically, he's off TV, presumably while all this dies down.
He's been grounded.
He's been grounded, essentially, with no dinner. So you will hear some things about him being suspended from the company, whatever. And there is, and this has led to, there's been further speculation on this because he's removed mentions of AEW from his Twitter, the acclaim from his Twitter. He's still there, but he's not going to be around on TV. If in the indefinitely, there's no set date for him to make a return. Interestingly, though, Anthony Bowens is on AEW Unrestricted this week. The other half of the Acclaimed is on Unrestricted this week. I'm intrigued to see how that goes down.
Yeah, very much.
Could be an interesting little conversation, I do believe. More as we get that as well at cultaholic.com. Later on today, it is episode 100. Desert Island Graps.
Oh, who's on it?
It is, of course, Andrew Dingle. It's Andrew Hodkinson. The 100th. The 100th episode of Desert Island Graps will be on the podcast feed and on the YouTube channel later on today. We truly get to know Andrew Hodkinson. Now, do I do what I tend to do with some guests on Desert Island Graps and make them cry?
Did he make them cry?
You'll have to watch it and find out.
Didn't get me though.
I didn't get you.
Nearly did.
I nearly. When did I nearly make you cry?
I can't remember. There was one point.
Oh, I thought I nearly made you cry. I remember on ours that I got all the action figures out. We had a lovely time with some wrestling figures.
Yeah, we had wrestling figure time.
That was a great day. I had a lovely time doing that. That's later today on the YouTube channel. Anything you want to plug while we're here? Any more war stories?
Streaming tomorrow. War stories not for a bit, mate. Not for a bit.
Oh, I want a break from that. That's fine. That's fine. We're streaming tomorrow.
I have no idea yet.
Okay. Twitch.tv/Cultaholic.
6 p.m.
I tell you, we need to mention that Jack and Owen are about doing Cultaholic FC. Football Manager tonight. Up the Fabes. Twitch.tv/Cultaholic. I think that's 10 minutes. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.